A study conducted by the Project on Government Oversight found that the government actually wastes a substantial amount of money on private contractors. The fact that someone had to do a study on this is beyond me.
This surprised me, actually.
This is a surprise to you. Okay, well, it turns out that last year, the Heritage Foundation released a report, obviously a very biased report, that says that federal employees make too much money, and if we just replace them with private contractors, then the federal government can save a significant amount of money. Well, in comes the Project on Government Oversight, and they said, no, that is not the case. In fact, they gave some specific examples in the report that I want to tell you guys about right now. So they looked at computer engineering services, and they found out that the government pays a private contractor $270,000 per year for that work. But a federal employee would make $136,500 a year, which is significantly less. When it comes to human resources management, a private contractor would make $228,500 per year, but a federal employee would make only $111,700 per year.
Yes, that's right. You got it out. I was going to say, I don't really think you need to be this specific. It's just 111,000. We're good.
I wanted to get the 700 in there, to be fair.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we keep learning this more and more. It's just this idea, but they've pitched America on this idea that government is broken and doesn't work, and that the federal government is too big, and no matter what, it has to get smaller. And if it gets smaller, that's good for you. That works for you. That helps you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't. It doesn't. Obviously, there are major reforms that we can do, major areas of cost cutting, all kinds of things that make a great deal of sense. But this automatic idea that the private sector handles things better is crazy. Again, the military. The conversation should start and end there. We have the greatest badass military in the world. It's not run by private contractors. We pay for it. Anna and I pay for that. You guys pay for that. They do it better. The government does Social Security. The government does things well, making sure the planes don't run into each other. Mm-hmm. I don't want to privatize everything. We don't need to privatize everything. And this argument, it turns out it's not true. It costs more money. Paying these contractors doesn't save money.
Right, and keep in mind, you see time and time again, these private contractors are lobbying to the government so they can get more and more jobs in terms of our defense, in terms of enforcing the war on drugs. I mean, private contractors make so much money, and in fact, the fact that we incentivize everything that they do, it makes this drug war continue. It makes the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq continue. It's never ending. You
know what's not in here, though, I should point out, or I think what I suspect the counter argument would be is this doesn't include like the government health care for these workers, which obviously is incredibly expensive.
Right.
So then you do save that.
The Heritage Foundation says that this is comparing apples and oranges because a federal employee wouldn't work for a short period of time. They're not just a contractor. They work for an extended period of time, and they also get benefits and everything like that. But it turns out that these private contractors actually get employed for years on end. And they get paid significantly more.
By the way, the Defense Department lobbying aggressively very hard right now that we don't have any cuts to the defense budget, that the cuts are minimal because they are claiming that, of course, the Defense Department, they create jobs.
It's freaking unbearable. We spend too much money on defense. And the reason why we're spending too much money on defense is because we keep employing private contractors.